what's up? Welcome to another episode of Get Close Podcast. I'm your co-host, Gio.
I'm Bart.
And today we have the big homie rubbing his nippolados.
It's cold in here.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It is cold. We have the AC on real good so we don't sweat
I'd never
our ass
see
off.
Bart with a jacket.
That's
ever.
true.
Yo, man, he looks so different out here. He wears jackets
I've been wearing
and
jackets
clothes
every day.
Wow.
and pants, dude.
Because I could actually wear it without drenching it in sweat.
Yes.
I'm so
I
sweaty.
didn't even get to introduce him.
Oh,
Okay,
sorry.
Joe's here.
Woo!
Woo-hoo! And it was so dope because last time you were here, we finally got to catch up because I hadn't seen you in months. And your life is so fucking interesting to me. I go on your stories and I'm always like, what is he up to now? And you're like in this different country or in this different state and you're doing some crazy ass thing, whether it's like off-roading or hiking or mountain biking or snowboarding. And I'm like, man, this guy is fucking doing life right. And it's fucking dope to witness.
Thank you.
I feel so funny right now. Please, if you're listening to the podcast, please watch the YouTube because I look like a Vegas, like 70s pimp. And it's such
Porn
a cool
producer.
Porn producer.
yeah.
Yes, that's what I look
And
like.
your pants
Or a
match your
rave
hair.
club promoter.
Oh, I like that one. I need a
Yeah.
little bit more glitter, I feel like.
True.
Okay, so in this video, we're going to change the format a little bit. And I asked my Instagram friends to ask you some questions. So none of these questions come from Bart and I, okay? So if they're whack or they're too invasive, you got to answer no matter what.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, first one. Joe, how Japanese are you?
I'm so Japanese. How what kind of question is that?
Maybe they want to know like if you're mixed or like maybe where you're from. Like, do you know much
I did
of
a
your
23 in me, and I am 99% Japanese.
background? That is
Wow.
crazy.
And then they don't ever give you 100% on 23 and me anyway.
In
so-
case they're wrong.
Yeah,
huh?
they don't want to
I
get
was
sued.
98% Japanese and 1% Korean, but then I checked up again. It got updated, and then it's back to 99.
Dang. But doesn't Japanese have like the most what's the word?
Uncircumcised?
Yep.
They have a
No.
lot of uncircumcised Japanese.
No, they're just Japanese. It's
Oh,
not
like
mixed.
homogenous.
Homogenous.
Yes,
yeah.
there we go.
I think Japan and maybe Iceland are the two
Iceland.
only
Oh, yeah,
countries.
Iceland.
Iceland's even worse because like they have an app that tells you if you're related to someone
Oh,
on the island.
right.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
heard of that.
Yeah, so you don't hook up with your cousin.
Yeah, that's kind of
How Japanese I am. Okay.
Is it because, like, you know, people that are like, oh, I'm third generation, second generation. So people.
Oh, yeah,
once
I'm
they're, like,
second generation.
Yeah, once
Well-
they're like fourth generation, they're like, oh, I'm pretty much white.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true. That's true.
Very true.
Well, I speak it,
Yeah.
so maybe that gives me some Japanese points. Been to Japan maybe 10 times now. So
That's a lot, actually.
lot of
Ah,
times,
Japan
yeah.
boy.
And I don't know. I'm Japanese American.
I think you answered
Is
it.
your favorite
Yeah, I
food
think you got it.
Japanese? Is that like your
It's
go-to?
top 3.
Top 3?
Yeah.
What are
What's
the
the
other
other
two?
I would say like Vietnamese
Oh, I love Vietnamese food.
and then steaks.
Hell yeah.
Is it just American or just
know.
any type
Just
of
an
steak?
animal.
Steaks.
Cows. I'm a
Yeah.
fan of cows.
I love grilled steaks.
Okay, next question. Okay. Would you ever do the West Coast Pacific Trail? If so, how long do you think you can last?
What's that?
You don't know what that is?
No, what is that?
Shit, me neither. Moving on.
Maybe it's
I have
like
no
a
idea.
mountain biking trail that I don't know of.
Maybe. Do you want me to look it up?
Or is it hiking? Is it like you go through Death Valley or some shit? Is it some crazy ass
Let me
fucking
see,
trail?
let me
West Coast Pacific Trail.
West Coast
It sounds like
Pacific.
it sounds like a
Trail.
challenge. You know, like the Alcatraz
Oh.
swim where you like swim to Alcatraz.
Like the Oregon Trail. I want to do the Oregon Trail.
What's that?
The actual one?
There's an actual Oregon Trail that
Do you start in New York?
no, you
it's
start
literally
in Kansas City, I think.
Oh.
It's literally on the coast. Like you go through the fucking so the Pacific Coast Trail, officially designated as the Pacific Crest National Scenic Trail, is a long distance hiking and equestrian trail closely aligned with the highest portion of the Cascade and the Sierra Nevada mountain ranges, which lie 100 to 150 miles east of the U.S. Pacific coast.
How long is the length? Is it 100
Oh
to 200
shit!
miles?
I just saw it. Oh come on,
Well,
Wikipedia.
if it's a 100-mile hike, that sounds kind of fun. Well, one thing that-
2,653 miles.
You got to drive that then, right?
I guess so, but this person
2,000?
thinks you can do it.
well, because me and Darian knows. He introduced me to a buddy back in Boston
Yeah.
who came to LA on a bicycle.
Oh, fuck.
That's
Went
crazy.
cross country on a bicycle, and that inspired us to go why don't we go to like San Francisco on a bicycle one of these days?
Are you really planning on doing that?
Yeah, we want to do it, but we just never got around to like planning the route.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
That's tight. Well, let us know how that goes.
All right.
I want to do it, but I got Taika. Unless I strap him on my back, put some little goggles on him. You know, they get dogs and they have the dog goggles. I'll just get some of those for Taika, put them on my back, and we all go.
Or give him a little baby bike.
Oh, that's so cute. Okay, next question. This is a good one. How does Bart and Joe have a healthy friendship and are running a successful business together?
Go watch the full-on JK News where we spent 30 minutes. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, you guys just talked about that?
We did.
Yeah, it's up.
Where is it?
Came up a couple weeks ago.
On News or Patreon?
No, on News.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was one of the
Yeah.
off the record.
Because someone asked us like about that, and well, to summarize, I think like what we said was from the get, we were just it worked out that we were straight up, and then like we were always about the cause in the group versus what we personally wanted. So like the reason why our friendship probably stayed true this long is because we always put the goal of the group first instead of personal gain, ego, or anything. And that's hard to do because like sometimes you want to win personally.
Yeah.
But then I felt like I was losing by being selfish. And I think maybe Bart, same thing. So it worked out because when we fought, it was because we thought this would be better for the group. And it was never because like it's better for me.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's one thing. The second thing is we communicated clearly. So even if we had differences, we always said what we wanted. So then we never felt like you were holding back for someone.
Yeah. And just working with both of you guys, it was really beautiful to witness because, yeah, you guys would have your discussions about things and disagreements. And I think that's very natural. But you guys, I never saw you guys get heated over anything. And there was a lot of back and forth because both of you guys are very intellectual people. And you guys both have a vision and you guys are both very strong in that vision. But like you said, you guys had the why and the goal in mind. So everything kind of like funneled to that. But yeah, I've never seen you guys fight. And I think that's fucking sick.
And
It's
I think
rare as fuck.
me and George is try it people.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we can speculate all day because most arguments are speculative, right? It's
Right.
like this is better, that's better. Well, who the fuck knows? Let's just try it, and we'll try it both ways.
Yeah.
And then so we'll try something my way. Maybe I completely wrote something, I directed something, or he writes it, he directs it, and afterwards, we've never had a, I told you so moment because it's really for the group.
Yeah.
So it's oh yeah, that was better for us, you know, or
Yeah.
that wasn't better for. So it's I
Or we
think
fuck up, we just fuck up. And it's like, oh, don't do that again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the big deal? I don't know why it's so hard for people to get along, but I can see it now, like just by running companies and like having a team and seeing why is like, oh, we got lucky, dude. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because you guys are both very mature people, and you're both very logical, and you guys know how to clearly communicate. And I think those three things, a lot of people don't carry.
You said we were mature.
But you are. You know what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
you're
yeah.
mature when it matters,
Yeah.
and you're playful.
I think
you're not
I
immature.
think people's egos get the best of them a
Yeah.
lot of the times, and then they don't even know. So what they think they're fighting for is actually like a chip on their shoulder or something like that. Where I think like one of the biggest tests was when me and Joe auditioned for the bring back of In Living Color.
reboot, yeah.
Yeah, and this was probably like 2011 or something like that, 2013, and that was like the biggest pivot point in our life.
We could have ditched everyone and said, we're going on this show and got like, what was it like?
It was like
10 grand an episode or some shit?
I think it was like 30 G's an episode.
30 grand.
Together, yeah. And then it was guaranteed 13 episodes the first. So within like, we would have made like 300 G's.
And that's when we were making
Per.
like $1,000 a month.
Yeah, we would have made 300 G's within like 6 months. And then I think in the contract, if that does well, immediately 2-3 seasons after that. And it was that versus our $1,000 a month YouTube channel. But we had a little family that we really cared about.
Yeah.
And that was like one of the hardest decisions. We were even thinking about what if one of us goes on the show, one of us stays back to
Aw,
run the
you two are
YouTube.
cutie.
We're really thinking.
It was weird that both of us got picked on the audition.
That
Yeah.
is
'Cause
crazy.
I thought they were just going to choose one Asian dude, but they wanted both.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? That's cool.
That
There's
is
a
really
ton
cool.
of people
Yeah.
auditioners, like white people, black people, Hispanic, whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, they chose both of us.
Damn.
and that was tough. But it was always for us. It was always been like the team's well-being.
And we
Yeah.
made the right choice because the show didn't even air.
No, they didn't
They
like it.
canned it.
And
They
y'all made
shot all
way
that-
more money.
Yeah, because they never aired.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
they aired, maybe they would have won. You know, but fuck. Who
Or
knows?
maybe if we were on, they would have aired.
Oh, who knows,
knows?
man?
Yeah,
who
who
knows
knows?
what would have happened?
Yeah,
But-
so many things.
It's not that I don't think we don't have an ego. I think we actually have big egos, but it's expressed in a different form. So it's like it's more like a long-term ego where it's like, no, I'm doing this for the group. Cuz like instead of going and servicing another like business like if it was SNL or whatever, right? Instead of making them rich, we're like, no, fuck that. Like we're going to make our group, right? So it's like expressed in a way where like we're the baddest.
Yeah.
Versus like
productive.
I am and it's all about me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you guys have immense loyalty to each other, which is also very fucking rare. Very, very rare. The older I get, the more I see loyalty isn't something that's not a lot of people view it the same way.
Yeah, you know, that's what I realized. It's like, I mean, we threw around this word too, like family and loyalty and whatever, but then everyone's family is different. Like the way that, you know, like some parents, they cheat their kids, and like some siblings, they constantly lie, and like the standards in one family doesn't apply to another.
Yeah.
And then so like we have this idea of what it should be, but then it's so freaking different depending on how you grew up.
Yeah.
So like even loyalty and like, you know, certain things that you think you shouldn't do, other people are like, no, that's fine. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, everyone's definition of loyalty is different too, because like someone that grew up on the streets versus someone that grew up in a more affluent
Yeah.
neighborhood, their versions of loyalty are completely different. So very, very true. Okay, but now y'all are fucking. It was rad witnessing the friendship and how you guys run businesses. It was very inspiring, and I hate giving you guys compliments.
I hate it too.
I hate it.
Don't act like you weren't a part of that journey.
Yeah, I mean, but like you guys created it. You know what I mean? Like I am a part of a journey, and I did contribute to it. I don't deny that, but like there needed to be leadership, you know, and without if the leadership is already sketched, then it doesn't last as long as it did, you know, or it has, because it hasn't ended.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. What is the crazy, and this is for you, Joe, okay? What is the craziest thing you have done for someone out of love?
Out of love?
You're so offended. Why the fuck are you guys asking this question? He's offended.
I have no idea. I think this is one of those questions that someone has to answer for me, because a lot of the things that I do, I feel are completely normal. You know, like,
Have you ever flown somewhere on a whim? Like, come fuck this pussy right now, and you just fly there. That's pretty crazy, I think.
is it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Have you?
I don't know if it's out of love. It's out of
Yeah, I
lust.
don't know if that's
Oh,
love.
right.
Out
Oh,
of
okay.
love.
My definition of love is different.
I think I've heard you. I think I've heard stories of you like completely accepting your significant others. And this is I'm combining a lot of significant others that I've known you for fucking
Yeah.
ever, dude. Oh my god, I think I've known you for like 15 years, if not
Yeah.
longer.
Wow.
So yeah, the combination of significant others that you've had in our friendship time, I've seen you take on a lot of their burdens and responsibilities and their debts and shit, and like you've like really carried them out of a lot of dark
Yeah.
places and shit, and that's
Maybe.
intense, man.
Yeah. Even when I didn't love them. So that is the truest form of love. If giving
is.
love, that's
Like, I don't even
selfless.
want to
and
give
I
it
don't
to
even
you.
love your ass anymore.
Fuck.
God damn it! I'm dealing with this bullshit.
Yeah, you really give it your all in a relationship.
I do think that's a test of love. Like, I don't think the true test of love is during happy times. I think it's during when it's dark and it's rough.
100%.
That's
man.
the true test of love. Yeah.
In every relationship, whether
Like when you
it's
just want to
romantic
kick
or
them
not.
to the curb and throw them away.
Yeah, but you keep
and then
them
you're just
around.
like, yeah, but I can't do that. you
Yeah,
know?
you make it work. All right, next question. Okay, I'm gonna combine two of these because
They're similar.
they're very similar. Okay, so do you foresee yourself being a dad in 2022?
No, it's too early.
Holy shit.
I don't know, man. People want to. The people want to know.
That's fucking fast.
I've
though.
always said I was always down to have kids
You
if
just-
I had tons of money and people to take care of them.
Right. Yeah. You said
Like
you
an
want to have
athlete.
them, and
Straight
you,
up.
yeah, you said you want to have them, and then have other people take care of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then, the stars aren't aligned for me. It would have been 2009 that I had a kid or whatever, because I was busting nuts, baby, unprotected. So like, I'm lucky, is what I'm saying. It's like could have happened.
Bust the nuts, baby.
Oh my god. Okay, and then I guess the next one that I'm gonna combine is when do you think that you'll be married? If that's even in the cards for you.
I don't know. Yeah,
Good.
I have no idea.
Good for you, man.
Yeah.
It's going with the flow.
Yeah. And it
I
should
really,
be
I
that
really,
way.
I really love what's going on right now. It's cool. It already feels like I'm married. I don't know. It's a weird kind of place.
That's tight.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It doesn't sound weird at all. It sounds like it's the right place to be at the right time.
But I think it is something that will eventually happen. Like, I'm not opposed to the idea of marriage or anything like that. Yeah.
And your taxes are going to be fucking
Exactly.
This podcast is sponsored by ZipRecruiter. Okay, so if you're looking to hire anyone on your team, you have to try ZipRecruiter. I've tried it multiple times and it's been a lifesaver. Not only is it a lifesaver, but it's super quick, efficient, and time saving. I absolutely love all three of those things. So if this sounds like something that's right up your alley, then please don't go away. Listen, because ZipRecruiter is going to save you so much time and headache. I promise you that. Okay, so ZipRecruiter uses powerful technology to find and match the right candidates with your job. Okay, they're proactively seeking out potential candidates and sending them your way. Okay, so once these candidates are sent your way, you're not getting bombarded with a ton of notifications or a bunch of emails. Everything is nicely and neatly sorted for you. You can go in depth and read every single line that you want, person to person, or they have like this quick review system where you look at the resumes, you either thumbs it up, thumbs it down, or kind of maybe if you're kind of on the fence about the person, then you just sort from your thumbs up and maybe your maybes, and then you start reaching out to these people. It's that simple. Like, I don't even want to complicate it. It's really that simple. So it really is no wonder why ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated hiring site in the US. Okay, for everyone listening right now, specifically for those of you looking for more candidates to add to your team, find the right employees for your workplace with ZipRecruiter. Try it for free. Yes, try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/getclose. Again, it's ZipRecruiter.com/getclose. GETCOLSE. Thanks. Okay, ironically enough, please, if you didn't catch the first interview, or just not interview, but podcast that we had with Joe, please check that out because we do talk about this briefly. But someone wants to know, it's like they were in our conversation before it even happened, is when are you visiting India?
India?
I know.
You know what's crazy? So, you know Cammie, right? She used to hang out with like a bunch of the girls, like, anyways.
Yeah,
So,
maybe not.
So, Cammie's one of our friends from back in the day, and she used to work at this bar called Cafe Blue, and then she disappeared for a minute, and then like we kind of connected again, and then she basically like fucked off to India because one of her cousins was like, "Yeah, come through," like, and then what her cousin does is like he just buys all these like motorcycles, and then they do these trips. So
cool.
she went up the Himalayas. She rode all over India, and she keeps selling it to me. She's like, one of these days, you got to go with me. And then like, we got to ride through the Himalayas. And I'm like, that sounds freaking crazy. And she showed me pictures and everything.
Dang.
And like, I'm like, yeah, you got me sold. I want to fucking go.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's good.
I
Because
think
before
we need
that,
to
it
go
was
too.
like Taj Mahal and whatever.
Yeah.
But almost all of my friends that's been to India, they're like, I don't know, man. Like, but then the way she sold it to me was completely different.
Yeah.
Because she's like, it's different when you're like riding as a group on the open road and you're just going wherever you want.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
That does sound tight because it sounds like you're doing like the backcountry stuff of opposed to like all the touristy shit where like it's high crime and like they kind of prey on the tourists.
I like that too, but I don't know.
I want to ride through the Himalayas. That sounds amazing.
I want to get pickpocketed. I want to get all that shit. I want a monkey to steal my apple. Like, come on, man.
That is cool. You wear a bunch of like fucking glittery shit, so all the monkeys are attracted to you.
Yeah.
They're fucking violent. Okay, sidetrack. But have you heard? I think it's happening in India right now. There's a war between
or Pakistan, I think.
Oh, Pakistan. You're right. Between monkeys and dogs. Because, you know, there's a bunch of stray dogs. Yeah, so these monkeys are fucking getting a vengeance because the dogs killed one of their monkeys. So now the fucking monkeys are picking up stray dogs, taking them up to the roofs of like houses and throwing them off buildings. Like over 100 dogs have died that way. There's like a fucking war happening.
Dog war?
Dude.
And then they're starting to fight the humans too, because I think the humans are getting pissed about it.
Because they're like, don't throw the dogs?
Yeah. Wow. It's crazy.
I want to go to Pakistan now and check that out. Okay, next question. Man, the people love Joe. As a fellow former Adventist, I admire your resilience in your life and company. Oh, this is not a question. They just want a compliment. All right. In company and comedy and friends.
Cool.
That's it. Yeah, they fucking adore you. Okay, this comes from the homie Silent Mike, the brother of the fam.
Hell yeah.
He had to contribute. This is what he had to ask you, okay? At what age did you develop your confidence and free spirit? Always admired that about you.
It's funny because, like, it's only, you know, in recent years that I keep hearing these things about, oh, you're a free spirit, you don't give a fuck, whatever, right? Maybe people have told me before.
We've always
but it
told
just
you
went
that.
over my head.
Yeah.
Because I never felt that I developed it. You know what I mean? Like it
felt natural.
Yeah, like I'm just me, and then I'm getting rewarded and praised, and it's so weird. But
You felt that way ever since you were a kid, or did you feel like you had to unleash it?
I feel like I've been more true to myself now than I was before. So like, I've been this way, like probably in elementary school, whatever. And then there was a point in time, maybe like late junior high school, where I became extremely self-conscious. And there was a time when I got really into like drugs and shit. And then I didn't feel normal unless I was on something. So like if I wasn't stoned, if I wasn't whatever, and then when I was sober, I felt really insecure, and like it got to the point where I couldn't eat at restaurants. Like I was so anxious, and then I barely ate. I didn't have an appetite. I always ate in my room.
That was in high school?
Is it because you felt like everyone was just watching you?
Yeah, I thought it's the paranoia, you know, when you're not smoking weed, or maybe you're on weed, but you think people are watching. I'm on acid, and I'm like, everyone's like, I remember walking by a school bus full of children unloading, and then I thought they were all staring at me and telling on me at the teacher that I'm fucked up. So like I went through like a really weird mental stage of like too much drugs, too much paranoia, and then so like I wasn't maybe comfortable, and then I was afraid of like I couldn't even talk in front of the my class and all that. Even when we were doing JK.
I can't even picture that.
Yeah, like being myself in front of the class, I was shaking. So like...
Oh, yeah, I remember you had a speech class, and you were telling me about, you're giving me a speech, and it was so fucking hard.
It was hard, but then we would be doing shows in front of 1,000 people, and I'm completely comfortable.
With the costume on, too. Yeah, it was so hard for us to even vlog back then.
Yeah.
You know, as ourselves.
Yeah, and JK knew when we first did it, we weren't ourselves. Wow. Yeah, but... That's true. Maybe YouTube is what eased me into it. We're just playing and playing and playing, and then whatever. But for the longest time, though, it's just something in college when I sobered up, when I just started being bored out of my mind because drugs it just feels good. So then chasing that feel of like just going out and having fun sober, I think that's where I'm like, oh, maybe that shows as confidence. But that's just like maybe interpreted that way. Yeah. Because like I'm anxious, so I I have fun and I am loud and I am talking to cover up that anxiety.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you still have that now where you're high anxiety?
I don't think so. Yeah. But I think that's where my hyperactivity came from, and my loudness and my craziness. I think it came from me actually being anxious, and I don't like to hear quiet and all that, and I like noise because it made me feel good. Yeah.
Yeah, because ever since I've known you, you were always loud. Because I remember you were the loud person in the homie circle. And this was before JK, or maybe like right at the beginning of
college.
JK. Oh, and that's when you started.
Yeah, because I was already sobered up by then, so it was toward high school, at the end of high school. Yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay. Thank you, Silent Mike. Appreciate the question. Okay, another question. Why not grow out the beard with the long hair?
I tried it, and then like sometimes I want to snorkel, and then it gets in the way.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's the only
practical. Yeah.
Do you plan on cutting the hair ever?
It's up to Hannah. I told her, I was like, you choose. You want to do something to my hair, go ahead. But then like, I want it to be, based off of what you think. But then eventually I told her that if it gets long enough, I'm going to partner up with like a cancer foundation.
Oh, cool.
And then just shave it and then give it to somebody that wants it. Yeah.
Because you have the
that's
virgin
tight.
hair. Yeah, it hasn't been colored or anything. It's going to be perfect. Why are you leaving it up to Hannah? Why not up to you? You just don't care enough?
Yeah. This is actually the easiest time I've had with my hair. Like the only annoying thing is like when it's wet, right? Or like if I want to swim and all that.
What happens when it's wet?
So just say if you're swimming, it'll like block.
Oh, okay.
Or like it just takes forever to dry after a shower.
I see.
Then I never had that problem.
And then it gets cold or something.
Yeah, but I haven't had a haircut since March 2020.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
And you have that thick ass hair. Like for people with thick hair, the back here won't dry until fucking forever. So you're just like, it's damp for maybe even the whole day.
Whoa.
Yeah, it takes a minute.
Yeah, it does.
We can relate on like hair. What kind of hair products do you use?
But it's so easy. Like,
Yeah, it is.
I didn't realize how fucking easy. And then like getting a haircut like every 2 weeks, and there's that awkward phase where like if your hair grew out a little bit, you
and
feel
it
dirty.
doesn't grow out at the same rate either.
Yeah.
It's like this.
I hate that.
I know
hate
because
that.
I used to go to Bart and you're a barber.
Yeah.
So
I
you know
can
that
relate.
side hair feeling, right?
Yeah,
hate
and then
that
your
side
scalp
hair.
gets cold. Like if it's a cold day and you're like, oh shit, it's cold.
No, I never get that. I like when it feels cold.
Oh really?
Yeah, it feels fresh. Like
Hate it.
I feel like I just took a shower or something.
I hate it. Okay, so you just talked about Hannah. Hannah's your girlfriend, and someone is asking, is she the one?
Probably.
Oh,
I think she is. Yeah.
Shit.
oh shit!
And the reason why I say
I've
that is
never
like,
heard that. I've never do beep 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 news flash. I've
I
never
think this
heard
is
that.
the first time I feel like I can be who I am in a better version of who I am with the person.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because in the past, it's always been a compromise
Yeah.
of like maybe they have to be the person that I want them to be and vice versa. Like we're
Right.
both changing.
Yeah, and that doesn't work.
Yeah. And then, like we just have to go through these experiences to know like the difference of loving someone for their flaws and everything, and then like feeling accepted and loved vice versa for just being who you are. And like I think those things, it's not natural and it's rare. And then like I think most relationships you have to learn to love, or like you have to mold, right? And I don't think there's a right or wrong way, but this is the first experience where I feel comfortable and I don't feel pressured to be different.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, you've also evolved a lot, right? Like we've all evolved. Like the Geo that you knew when we first met is dead.
Yeah.
Like the Bart that you knew when you guys first met is dead. Like you're no longer the same Joe that I met. Like you've evolved and you've changed so much. I want to say with even within like the last 5 years, you're just such a different person. Like back then you were a little bit more reserved, a little bit like reserved is fucking funny, but you were like you had, it felt like you had these walls that like at least that I felt that I didn't know how to get past it. So I was like, oh okay, I guess that's just Joe's just a guarded person. And within those 5 years, it was like you were just a lot more emotional and a lot more expressive, and like even making eye contact was something that like I wouldn't catch from you. And like you're just such a different vibe now. You are. So like,
Yeah.
yes, it has to do with the person and the compatibility and stuff, but I think it also mainly has to do with just you being comfortable with yourself and doing whatever work you did.
That's true, because we say that like if we met like maybe just even 2-3 years ago, we probably wouldn't be attracted to each other.
Yeah.
So it was like
Oh,
good
wow.
timing where
Yeah.
like we both evolved to meet each other at the right time. And I
Yeah.
think that's a big part of it too, because it's like if we knew each other even 5 years ago, would we be attracted maybe physically? So we might be fuck buddies, but then would we be good, like, do we see each other as like a partner
Yeah.
in a long-term way? And it's like probably not.
What
Yeah.
is it about the 3 to 5 years ago where you guys wouldn't have hit it off?
The state of mind that she was in, I was in. So like for me, I think that I was still working through a lot of shit, and my view of a lot of things and how I approach people and how I communicated wasn't like, I think it's the past relationships that helped me become who I am in a relationship. Right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
all those lessons I learned.
100%.
So now I'm a better person to deal with for a lot of shit. Like I'm not gonna approach it the way that I did before. And then same for her, right? So like it's almost like we made all these mistakes elsewhere, and then like we learned from it, and then now we get to give that. So I it just worked out.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, no, that's fucking great. No, I'm like taken aback a little bit. I thought Joe was just gonna be like the free spirit dude that like is just constantly out to like explore and experience.
Exploring pussy all over the world.
If you want to say the pussy all over the pussy slayer all over the world, for sure. But I just saw you as someone, and not to take away that you can't do that now.
Yeah.
But that was just my vision of you. I didn't really see you. I feel like
No,
settling
but
down
you're
is such a
right though, because
cheap
I'm
word.
the same. I thought the same thing about myself. Like it's not something that I was going to go for,
Yeah.
like a relationship. And I don't think I'm a relationship type. Like we have
You're
friends.
so cute because all your relationships have been very long term,
Yeah, I know,
and
right?
you're a very serial relationship person, dude.
And then I've hated all of them. Like I'm like, why am I in there? Like I'm like, why am I in these situations? You know, like this
Yeah.
is not who I am.
I think you're also committed and loyal too.
So I think
Yeah.
I have a problem with sticking to things way too long, because I think I can make it better. Where it's like I should have let go way long ago.
Yeah.
But then when I was being single, I was like, oh, I love this. And I'm actually her first boyfriend. So like she's not as committed in the sense where like, you know, like I don't think I was that emotionally committed to the people I was with. So like I might physically be with them,
Yeah.
but they all will feel like roommates and fuck buddies for a long time instead
Wow.
of like emotionally deep and like progressing in that romantic way, right? So then that's where I feel like, oh, I'm not that committed, or I'm not maybe a relationship person because I wasn't lovey-dovey and all
Got
that
it.
stuff. So I always thought, well, if this one doesn't work, you know, maybe I should just like have like fuck buddies and then like be single. And then like even for Hannah, she was like, yeah, I think like that was a perfect arrangement for me. Like she's career driven, she likes sticking to her hobbies and whatever. So I was like, I think that's where we both were. And then it kind of fell into place, like, oh, I'm actually more comfortable with you than I am with myself now.
Wow.
So it's weird, yeah.
Wow.
That's fucking cool, man.
Damn.
Evolution. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. Yeah, and in a relationship, you don't have to be lovey-dovey. It's really up
Yeah.
to whatever terms you want it to be, just as long as it feels good.
Yeah.
I've had girlfriends that I've talked to where they're like, man, I compare my relationship to this other couple, and like I see how they are, and they're so lovey-dovey, and they're affectionate, and they're, you know, hugging and being physical and stuff, and like, you know, I fear I can't give that to my significant other, and I'm like, well, are you both happy?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, we're really happy.
And
I'm
is
like,
that what they want? Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
And it was one of those where it's like, I don't think he even cares. Like, I think he's really happy with what you guys have, and like comparing it is like useless.
Yeah.
Because that's them, and this is you guys, and you guys have been together for fucking like over a decade.
It's the whole like love language thing, right?
Yeah.
Like some people express it differently. And I was always under the impression that I'm not romantic because of the people that I dated. So the girls that I was with, their love language is different.
Yeah.
So I might be expressing romantic things, but to them, it's not received that way.
Right.
So when I got with Hannah, she thinks I'm extremely romantic
Oh.
because it's her language
How
too.
cute.
So
Give me
then-
an example. I want to hear a
So,
romantic
like,
joke.
I'm very spontaneous, right? And I like to have fun. And
So
I'm
I
not
put it
even
in her butt, and she loves it.
I didn't even warn her. Very spontaneous.
like, I'm just naturally me, and I want to have quality time with her, right? And I'll just be like, oh, it'd be awesome today. Let's do this. All right.
And what's this? Is it like a picnic, or is it like let's
Yeah.
go pick up fucking car parts?
Let's go grab some food, and then we'll go to the beach. And I know this cool place. We could
How
hang out some
cute.
hammocks.
So you have,
Yeah.
have
How
have plans.
cute.
Make plans. Yeah.
Cute.
And then I've done that with almost all of my exes, but they never found it romantic. It's just we're just playing, or like it's not the right environment,
Yeah.
or whatever it is,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, I do this with my guy friends too. So
Yeah.
I'm like, am I really being romantic? I don't know. Like,
Yeah, I think it is her love language, where she sees
Right?
that you're planning and you're caring about having a good time, and the good time is shared between you two, and she sees it that way versus someone else might just see like, oh, like Joe just wants to go explore, and I guess I'm the tag along person or whatever. You know?
yeah, maybe. So it just fits where who I am naturally. She finds it as like thoughtful, caring, romantic. Where like I'm like, I do this with my guy friends too, but hey, I'll
Don't
take
say
it.
that, dude. Don't say that. And it like if it is the right person, they'll perceive it as like, well, yeah, that's cool that you do it with your guy friends too, but it's still different because it's us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she sees the effort, she sees all that stuff, and then so it's pretty awesome because she's teaching me like in the past I was so blind to what romantic was. Like remember when we had those JK circle talks, right?
Yeah.
And then we were talking about, and I it went over my head. And I'm like, this is too complex. Maybe I'm just unemotional and I don't know what romantic things are. And then it didn't help that I was with partners who felt that my lack of expression means that they're unloved. So then they get insecure and then they get mad at me, right? So then it creates this like cycle of like, I want to learn and I'm not against it, but then now I feel like there's like, now it turns into an argument.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, fuck it, then I don't know what to do and I'm not good enough. But then when you're in an environment or like when you're with someone who understands what you're trying to do, and then also like, I don't know, it's a different loving approach.
Yeah, it's more effortless.
Yeah, so it feels like, oh, cool, like I'm understood. But then, yeah,
Oh, I love that for
Yeah.
you, man. That's fucking tight because that shit's hard.
it's really hard.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you're not with the right person, like I've never felt more free. Like even though we've had our ups and downs and we've talked about a relationship on so many different platforms of like us like almost getting divorced and just the shittiest relationship we've ever had. But in the beginning when we first got together, like I had never felt so free. Like I always felt like I had to like be this other person that I thought I needed to be up to par with
To make him happy.
yeah. Or like I thought that's what a relationship was. Like you have to be this way. But when I met him, I was completely accepted for everything that I was.
Yeah.
Whether that's just something surface like the way I dressed, the way I carried myself, my thoughts.
He even let you have that man haircut.
That's true.
True.
Feels like I'm fucking a dude sometimes.
You said that? You said that?
Maybe.
No, but I felt
I am
like I just
traumatized.
felt like you just said, like I could be myself.
Yeah.
And I had never experienced that like with any relationship, and I'm not even speaking romantically. I just felt like in any relationship I could never just be.
Well, it makes sense because you said you grew up with so many rules, and I can relate
Yeah.
to that. Like, and it's like you're taught to like please others first before your own,
Right.
or else you're being selfish.
Yeah.
So then, like, because my mom was hella controlling too, so she was just like, no, you got to be considerate. Don't do this, don't do that. And then your mind gets so wired to like think of, oh, that might bother them. They might not like this.
Yeah.
And then you lose your sense of like, wait, what do you want?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe you think that. I can't believe you've had that thought
do you mean?
process. Because I always say, right, like you're such a free spirit, and we just talked about it, and you're like, where does this come from? Like I've always been this way. So the idea or the thought that you have that in your mind
Oh.
is yeah, I just have to get used to it.
I
I'm not
think
used to it.
it didn't last long, so I could relate because I felt so controlled, and how like my mom is similar. She was so but then you know how like you say like your mom is still that way. My mom had her own growth where she's no longer that way. So then I'm lucky that she saw that and she was like, oh shit, I'm controlling him too much for no reason, you know? And then so like I think I got lucky where she stopped doing that to me and I was able to just be myself.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so sick. Yeah, that's so sick.
Mine's the opposite. I'm like, I see how annoying my mom is. She still has friends. I'm like, oh, even annoying people could have friends. And tight friends, too. She could fart at my Boy Scout meetings and do all that stuff. Just people still like her.
Your mom is down as fuck. I think
She is down, though. She's so
I
down.
think you obviously have your traumatic experiences with her. It's your own relationship, but
Yeah.
your mom is such a dope person. Like, she's super positive. Like, this is my experience with her. She's super positive.
Always positive, yeah.
She's very down for the fucking overall, like, the vibe of the group.
Yeah.
She's always looking out for everybody.
If the plan is good enough, she'll sell her house to make it happen.
Yeah, like I've never felt like a second class citizen in that household.
She's not judgmental. She's very accepting.
Yeah.
Because I feel like most Asian moms are so
Fuck
fucking
yeah.
critical and judgmental.
Yeah.
Like, god dang, dude.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
I've heard it. I've never experienced it firsthand, luckily. But yeah, your mom has like since day one. I felt like I was already part of the family. So your mom's dope.
She's got a lot of love, but then she's controlling in a different way. I think she's goal driven. That's her control. It's not like fear, but it's of judgment, but it's more like she wants something. She doesn't give a fuck about what you feel. She wants it.
Yeah.
She's going to get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and her standards are really high,
Yeah.
which I think is dope as fuck too. Because she's like a single woman in a country she doesn't know English or the language. She raised your fucking crazy ass. Like,
Yeah.
if you were anything like Taika, and you say you're worse than Taika,
Owns 2 homes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
fuck. Your mom's stellar as fuck. You should give her more credit. But I fucking love that for you. I love that you found the person that can let you be yourself. Because
And,
I
and he
could
feels
cry
like he
thinking
can be
about that.
better, too.
yeah,
They make each other better, which is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's not even intentional. I think it's like it kind of fell on our laps.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh shit.
I mean, I really like her too, man. Like I like when I first met her, like her vibe, her energy, she just didn't feel like she's trying to be any type of way. She just feels very comfortable to be around. She has this very warm, like nurturing like energy to her. Like she's really cool. I really, really like her.
The moral of the story is get with people that work through their shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, no, the moral of the story is work through your own shit.
And love yourself. And
Yes,
then get
so
with
you
someone.
can recognize when
That's
people
true.
haven't worked through the shit. That's what that tells you.
That's true.
So all of your partners that you said that you hated, and I know you're joking around, like I know it's a big joke, but it's really comes from you because you picked them. So it's 100% you that was the
Yeah.
issue there.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right.
Yeah.
Because I think that, yeah, like it's like I didn't work through my shit. So
Yeah.
I couldn't recognize. And I
Of
was
course.
also so optimistic to the point where I think it's a bit of narcissism, but it's like, no, I'm so fucking positive I can change you. That's what my mentality was. So it's like, oh, you might have these flaws, but like you stick around with me for long enough, I'm going to fix you. And then that's not the truth because they have their own ideas,
Right.
and it's like, and then sometimes their thought process can bleed into mine.
Right.
And I didn't think about that.
And who's to say that that issue is even an issue and it's probably just your
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times it's like, why am I trying to control that? It's like, who cares? If that's who they are, why can't I love them for who they are? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's fucking dope. Look at
That's
that.
awesome. Yeah.
Look at that. I fucking love it. Dude, I'm so fucking excited for you. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Okay. BetterHelp is an online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist. So you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to, and you don't have to leave the comfort of your own home. Also, what I absolutely love about BetterHelp is that you're talking to a licensed professional and you're given access to therapists that you might not even have access to in your direct area. Some of you guys might live in a rural area where you have very limited resources. So the fact that BetterHelp is something that now you have access to is amazing because we have to remember, we have to work on our relationship with ourselves. We are our biggest assets because how many times have we reached out to rush over to be a crying shoulder for a friend, you know, or not a crying shoulder, but be a shoulder for a friend that's in need. We're constantly doing so much for other people, but when it comes time for us to do that for ourselves, we find it hard. Really guilty here. I'm speaking for myself also. So the fact that BetterHelp is out there to just help you sort out some thoughts is absolutely amazing. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Give it a try and see why over 2 million people have used BetterHelp online therapy. Like I said, this podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Get Close listeners are going to get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/getclose. That's BETTERHELP.com/getclose. Okay. On the topic of Hannah, have you ate the full English breakfast? Whatever that is. What is that?
Was that eating her pussy? Is that what that means? Have you had the full English breakfast?
I think it's like they eat the beans and the tomato. I've had English breakfast.
Is that a continental breakfast?
No, that's Frosted Flakes.
Yeah, European breakfast is something I
Yeah.
have to get used to because I know the fucking fat ass American diet of the
Yeah.
fucking lumberjack. And then when we go to Europe, it's like tomatoes and
I liked
toast
it.
and
Beans.
beans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beans. And then
Yeah.
sometimes you get a
And
couple
it's
of like
cheese.
hard-boiled eggs,
Eggs.
and then some sausages. It's
Yeah.
good though. I
Yeah.
can eat that every day. It's simple.
I don't think they eat breakfast like us. Like I think they just eat like a croissant and a coffee or some shit.
Yeah, they're not fucking obese like us.
American breakfast is crazy. They got
It's bomb,
they had
though.
French toast, and now they combine cinnamon roll with French toast. It's crazy, but it's delicious.
It's the best.
Okay, next question. What does a tattoo on your chest read? Mudda bullshit. And then they would, and it's actually mudda bullshit with a question mark. Oh, okay. So they're saying
Like
does
mudda
it mean?
bullshit?
Yeah, does it say mudda
It
bullshit?
says Jitsukawa. 'Cause I didn't want to forget how it's written in Japanese, and then two, that was like symbolism of like, I'm not gonna carry my father's last name, and I'm gonna carry my grandma's. Yeah.
And then isn't there a funny story with
There's a
that?
hilarious story. My grandma's last name is actually Ito because she had a divorce and didn't change her name.
Oh,
So he's still my
shit.
grandpa. So like I wanted to honor my grandma
Yeah.
because she had 2 daughters and no one to carry the name. So I said, I'll carry that name for you, not knowing until after I get the tattoo, after I change my name. She goes, oh, that's not my maiden name. And I'm like, I had this whole talk with you of why I'm doing it, the meaning and all
Oh,
that.
so you talked to her before you even got it done?
Yeah, she goes, the name's cool. I decided to keep it. Because
She's not wrong.
but then also, I have a feeling that she loved my grandpa because when she had Alzheimer's, she was still in love with him. So like while she was not, while she was, before she had dementia, Alzheimer's and all that, she would never mention him, whatever. But when she got Alzheimer's, she's like, my husband's coming home soon. And then she would talk about him and all that.
How cute.
Yeah. And it's like, I heard that the divorce came because he was an alcoholic and a frequent visitor of the brothels, and then my mom was like, yeah, even though he was an alcoholic, he was a happy drunk, and he was a great father. Like he was happy, he was fun, and then she goes, honestly, my mom is such a big fucking bitch. Meaning my grandma, she probably drove him insane.
Oh,
Because you said your grandma's
damn.
also very educated, which
She's
is rare.
strong. Yeah, she's very strong in the sense where like
Strong-willed, strong-minded.
she loves debating. She's like,
Oh, Jesus.
yeah. So like
Sounds like a bitch.
a hardcore bitch.
Tone it down over there,
What,
dude.
what?
You love debating too.
No, it just sounds too familiar.
But she
Excuse me?
basically fought with almost every person in my family.
I know that.
Except for me.
Wait, are you talking about me or your
No,
mom?
I'm just not.
Because you have two very strong, independent, fucking stellar
We
females
just
in
keep
your
it
life.
ambiguous, and both have like don't know how to dress either.
Hey, oh!
You guys got the same style, actually. Watch, in 5 years, you're gonna have fucking
Hey,
gloves
real
all the way up to
talk,
here.
I
And
mean, the sun
crazy
is kind
visor-
of harsh out here.
Crazy visors.
Real talk, though, your mom looks really nice when she gets dressed up, like baby shower, or like if it's an occasion. She gets really nice. Okay.
Really?
when she can. She's like, let me go.
Her style's nuts.
Granted, she has her fucking visor, but she looks dope.
So funny.
I'm all trying to save face here. I'm like,
Yeah.
she looks good, dude. Oh, grandma. Okay, so that's what it means. I mean, at least it's in Japanese and it says what you wanted it to say.
Yeah.
I'm
But
a friend of Bart's.
My mom's like, it's cool that you kept it because she's like, it's still mine too. Because I didn't know. My mom never changed her last name. My grandma never changed her last name. And my mom was like, I have no reason to change it. He was a great father. And she's like, you know, I would, you know, she still had him in her life, you know, and then she's like, I loved him and he was nice. And then so she's like, yeah, like he would drink a lot, but she's like, he was never bad, violent, whatever.
Cool.
So
Are you gonna get Ito tatted too?
Ito,
Yeah.
no.
Right on this side.
Jitsukawa's a fucking dope fucking last
it is
name,
dope,
man.
Yeah.
Better than fucking. I mean, I like my last name. My last name's
I'm
Carreño.
I'm glad it's Jitsukawa because it would have been IK Films,
I can't.
and
KI,
that wouldn't have a ring
not
to
the
it.
same
Like,
ring.
it's
Yeah.
not the JK.
Yeah, it's not the same. Okay, I know another one. Please check out the first podcast. It was so good. We briefly talked about a business that you're potentially opening up in Hawaii. People that are curious. I know you don't want to talk about it, but is there anything that you do want to kind of like leak?
Hint a little bit.
It's gonna be in town. So everyone that's like, where's it gonna be? It's gonna be in town. For all of you Hawaii locals, you know where that is.
Is there a projected month?
No.
Hopefully. Okay.
It would have been open in January, but let's just say permitting is a bitch.
Especially right now, everything's fucking slow, man. And then they run on Hawaii time in Hawaii.
And it's even worse, yeah.
Ooh, it's even slower. Okay. All right.
They're like these goddamn punctual mainlanders.
I'm trying to see if I could pull anything else out, but I think that's all we're gonna get. Yeah. Okay. Well, then, are you gonna be promoting it like on your Instagram
I'll be telling
and like?
everybody.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I mean the whole reason is like it's my excuse to finally live in Hawaii. Cause like, you know, we always talk about like we gotta live there, you know, and then I'm like, well, I'm gonna do this now.
Hell yeah.
That's dope, man.
Hell yeah. I can't wait to visit. Okay. What happened to the mushroom farm?
It's still there. So like my business partner Josh, he, you know, expanded from the East Coast, so he has a mushroom farm out there, and then now he just got one in California, and his operations growing and whatever. And we did suffer a little bit with the shippings and then the supplies like everybody else.
Yeah, supply
But
chain
then,
issues.
yeah,
Fuck.
we're back on board. You know, we're selling the kits and all that, but they sell out quick, so gotta get them.
Who's buying these kits? Just anyone that wants to cook. Who's like your main?
Yeah, I don't know really. Like now it's just organic. Like it's word of mouth. It's people searching.
Sick.
It's like repeat customers, people that want to buy it for their friends and family, and it's like
cool.
a lot of different walks of life. Like you have people who want fresh mushrooms. Like so, our main product is the mushroom kit, for e-commerce, right? So like a lot of the people just curious and like want the experience, and then people who like cooking want fresh produce, right? So like it just depends. Some people don't even eat them; they just want to watch them grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is it? Explain it for those that don't know what it is.
Oh, so basically we have this Shiitake Mushroom Kit. It's called the Mini Mushroom Farm, where you could bring the farm into your own home, right? And it's a whole kit where you can grow it, and you don't need any dirt. All you need is it all comes with everything inside the box, and it's easy to go. It's
yeah,
pour
there's like
water on it,
yeah,
or-
there's like a log I remember, and then there's like a
There's a spray. There's a thermometer. There's a humidifier.
yeah.
There's a humidity
Meter,
gauge. Yeah.
Something like that.
yeah.
And then you could check the levels, and then you can watch it like literally come to life, and then you can harvest it and cook with it, and
You're
it
saying you could
grows-
see mushrooms within the hour, right?
Yeah.
yes, within the hours.
You sent us a kit.
Yeah.
And I was so impressed. So the box is really fucking cool. It had everything. It had all the directions. It's like an idiot like me. I don't have a green thumb at all. I don't fucking cook. I don't understand how any of this shit works because I was born and raised in the city. I don't get it. I get it. It tells me I get the package. It tells me to add, let it soak in water, and then you put the humidor in there, and then it just start. The next day we had it.
Yeah, and you just spray.
I was like,
it's super easy.
this is fucking cool.
Yeah,
Oh, I gotta get one for Tyga.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun.
We'll
He'll
buy one.
love that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Okay, we gotta get that. Where can I get it?
At the mushroomkingfarm.com.
Sick. All right, you guys heard that too. Okay, so you're still involved in that.
Yeah.
Sick. Look at you. Okay. How does he, I'm not gonna ask that one, but how does he budget, or how do you budget to live life the way you're living it because your travel goals?
A lot of people think that I'm spending like thousands and thousands of dollars when I go travel, but I'm actually, not spending that much at all, because what I do is I travel hack. Like, I look for the deals. Like, if you look for flight deals, on off seasons, and if you look, for like a flight on a weekday, and it works because of my lifestyle, meaning like if I worked like a regular job, then all of my vacations are at the same time when everyone else has break. That's when it's expensive.
Peak season, right?
Exactly. But if you, like, let's say travel on a Wednesday during, when no one's going to Hawaii
June
or whatever.
something.
Yeah.
That's June's a good one.
I found a round trip ticket for like a little over $100.
What?
Yeah.
To where?
Hawaii.
What the fuck?
Wow. That's so cool.
So like even when I island hop, right? Like, let's say I go to Maui, I found a ticket for like $35 one way.
What?
Yeah. So like in less than $80, I did a round trip ticket. I also use credit card points. So like if you're gonna buy things anyway, like let's say you're going to buy groceries, whatever, right? You get a really good rewards card that has a lot of like points on it, and then you can redeem them, and it's basically free because you're going to spend the money anyway. You might as well rack up points, right? And I couch surf. I stay at people's places. I don't get the 5-star hotel. Maybe I'll do like a 2 or 3, and then like I'll look for deals. So my money goes a long way. And then they see me eating at a lot of places, but then like I might not eat 3 meals. I might eat 2. So then my budget might be less than $50 that day for 2 people.
Or you eat like the leftovers later or something.
Yeah, or like I eat at home, and then I have friends, mainly the places that I travel to. Like if there's friends there, I'll couch surf, or like I'll bring groceries and I'll eat at their house. Or like a lot of this stuff can be done. And in the play that I have, like I don't go shopping a lot. Like I play at the beach, or I play in nature, and then
Which is free 99.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then I think like just there's a lot of fun that you can have if you're social. People can show you around, or like just the other day, I flew to Kauai on a private plane.
Saw that.
Yeah, because one of our fans, he's learning how to be a pilot. So if you don't mind risking your life and getting flown by a 22-year-old,
You crazy motherfucker. How do you trust this person?
because I know the rigorous training that pilots go through.
And he's trying to survive too. Yeah. That's how I always see it.
But
Good point.
by the time they can put people in the plane, like they've been through so many hours, and then like I kind of watch what he was doing, and he's so thorough that I'm like, okay, like I wouldn't trust a 22-year-old maybe driving, but flying, I know that the training and hours, it's way more than driving school. So
That was one of the things we slightly talked about, was getting our pilot's license.
That'd be cool, yeah.
Yeah, but I think I don't know what happened, but I think I became kind of scared, where like now I can't even go off-roading because I get really scared.
You're on the ground, dude.
I know, but like I just
it's like
feel
a weird fears that
even
develop.
in the plane now. Like I've never been scared on a plane, and I think I was flying to Miami like on a red eye, and it was crazy turbulence, and I'm like, fuck, I'm just gonna go to sleep because I was so scared, and I could not sleep the entire flight because I'm like, we're gonna die.
But
Like,
did you die?
No, but I don't know where.
don't
But did you die? But I don't know where it came from. I just have
Yeah.
this weird phobia that just hit me out of nowhere.
Probably menopause or something.
Bro, what the fuck? You really trying to have a fucking bad day?
No, one of our friends got his license, and we met him up in Utah for his wife's birthday. And that was the sickest thing ever, because we drove, right, like normal people.
Yeah.
And it was like in the middle of nowhere. It was like a really cool camping nature town. It's next to Bryce Canyon. So everyone took like at least 7 hours to get there. And there's a local airport there. And this guy's like, I'll meet you guys there. I'm coming from Montana. And he just flies in to this tiny ass airport that only has one hangar. And he says when he was calling in, because you have to like talk to the air traffic controller, no one was even there. No one was even manning it.
Oh.
He's like, whatever, my plane, I'm gonna land or whatever. No one even received him, so he's like, fuck it. He lands, and then some like honky tonk dude in overalls with no shirt underneath and
The
a chihuahua
thickest
tucked
accent.
into his overalls comes out, and he's the guy that mans the airport.
He's like, hey, you're not supposed to be on the tarmac or whatever.
Yeah, because we didn't know, so it was for the birthday, so we wanted to like receive him.
Yeah.
So I just and the gate opened, so I just drove straight into the airport onto the
Yeah, we didn't know.
airstrip because I saw his plane come down. I'm like,
shit.
fuck yeah! And he goes, hey, you can't do that. I was like, oh shit, my bad. And I
With this fucking chihuahua here, this fucking
That's
character.
hilarious.
But yeah, he was saying that like when you're driving, when you're flying through the air, you can just cut across states and you
Yeah.
can see people that are living off the grid that have built their own little homes,
Dang.
like in between mountains and stuff. And I'm like, man, that's a whole different way of exploring like what we already have.
It always blows my mind when I see that because I'm like, how did they get the building materials without the roads and everything? Like,
They have to fly
did
it
they
in.
carry it?
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah, they have to fly it in.
Yeah.
Have you seen that row? I don't know. I'm sure they're all over the fucking country, but it's a community that has, instead of like a car garage, they have a hangar for you.
Yeah, it's in Florida.
They have a. I think they have it everywhere, right?
They have there's a community in Florida where the whole neighborhood, every house has an airplane.
Yeah, and the
Wow.
fucking garage is massive, and it's
Yeah.
just the regular looking house.
It's crazy.
That's fucking cool.
We
Are
should
you
all get our
thinking?
pilot slant.
That'd be
We
sick.
should do it. Let's do
Do
it.
you have your motorcycle's license? We
Yes,
set
I
out to do that together.
Yes, I do.
You know who in this room? You know who's the only person that has their license still?
You?
Yes.
What happened to yours?
Something happened where I took the test and I failed.
He took it on accident too.
And I'm the guy that rides the most too.
I know.
So shit.
Okay, so last question.
All right.
What's in store for 2022?
What is in store? Wow.
Damn, you haven't. You're just
That's
in
a
the
deep
present
one.
moment.
Well,
Unless he has a ton of shit.
I know for a
Maybe.
fact that I'm focusing a lot on like staying here in Vegas
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool for us.
Ooh.
and in Hawaii.
That's
'Cause we
tight.
have to build the business there, and really, I'm gonna be doing a lot of the stuff that I've been dreaming of. Like, I've always talked about spearfishing or like getting better at surfing. So a lot of the water sports stuff, right? So it's a work-life balance of like checking off those dream lists of like waking up in the morning, go surf, and then go to work, do some stuff there, and then fly back, film our JK News, whatever. But as time progresses, I think, well, for one, the relationship is going to grow between me and Hannah. And then like, we're going to be more serious about like life building and whatever, and like what we should do together. Yeah. And there's a lot of things that I think we bond working with each other. Like you guys know, like you become closer working with each other in certain projects, right? Like this.
Yeah.
Yes and no.
Yeah. But it's, people say, don't do it. But I'm like, but that's how I bond with people. Like
Yeah.
I love working with people.
Yeah.
And then so we want
And
to
if it's the right person, it's perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah, the maturity needs to be there.
For sure. And I think we tested ourselves in a lot of different things. And for one is like, she's a designer. She creates clothes, all that stuff. And it really got me to like be more comfortable with like experimenting with art again and creativity and like looks and things like that. So I think we want to try for the rest of the year, just try making clothes and things.
Oh, so cool.
whatever.
That's so cool.
Accessories and just see where that goes,
Are you just going to buy a bunch of fabrics and have like a little workshop and try to make things?
Yeah, like I want to try making hats. I want to make jewelry. I want to make just whatever. And we have a sketchbook that we
Yeah.
just started, and we're just like writing out ideas, making sketches. And then so
That's
like,
sick.
I don't know where that's going to go, but it's really, I think it's just going to be a whole year of exploration
Yeah.
and creativity and just playing. Yeah.
Fun. And you're such a good artist.
Thank
Like you
you.
draw really well. And jewelry has been something you've been talking about for years.
Yeah, and I think I never did it on my own because, like new things without, a mentor or whatever, it's really hard, especially if you have your time like filled up with other stuff.
Yeah, it's tough.
Like we're doing comedy and all this other stuff. But like if you have a pro right next to you and they've been through it and they're like, oh yeah, that's easy. You just got to do it like this. It's like, oh, cool. Now I could have my ideas come to life way quicker. Yeah.
How fun. Okay, so jewelry, clothing, spearfishing.
Speaking of spearfishing, Kalila told me Colorado River is apparently a big spearfishing
No
spot.
shit.
Yeah.
A river?
Yeah, she says it's 40 foot deep, and I think it's only an hour drive from here.
What? Oh,
So we should all
shit.
go. She says she likes going there too.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm already setting up plans with her to go to the Philippines.
Oh, I want to go there.
I mean, you are. What the fuck? You think I'm gonna go by myself?
I don't know.
You thought it was going to be a girls' trip?
Yeah.
Like, I want to go. I'm like, yeah, it's fucking expected that you join, dude.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if things were open, I'd travel more. But yeah, really, it's like now. So I had this dream for the past several years of like, okay, how I want to live my life. What is the ideal life for me? And then, well, for one, I like being semi-nomadic, right? Where like, I like being in different environments. I've been in LA all my life, and I always dreamed about studying abroad or like all this stuff that I wanted to do in college that I couldn't because I was like broke. And then I was like in LA all my life. And so people, I noticed like a lot of our friends too that's moved to LA, they come to LA to find themselves, or like they come to do something different. I'm so comfortable there that I'm like, every time I feel like I learn a different version of who I am is when I leave. So I'm like, and then also I've always wanted to like live a little bit in Japan, a little bit in Europe and whatever, and get a bunch of variety throughout the years. So now I'm establishing roots where I have like homes in different places, businesses in different places. And I think that's what's exciting to me is like kind of like dabbling into this, maybe some real estate here, and no specifics right now because it's all in the beginning building phases, but that's the most exciting thing. Yeah.
That's hella tight.
Sounds really exciting and fun.
Yeah. It sounds really, really fun. I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
So when this happens in January, are you going to start in Hawaii first, or are you going to start out here? I'm just trying to be selfish, man. I fucking miss you. I'm just trying to hang out. So I'm just trying to figure it out.
I'll be here most of January, so we get to play
All right,
and
cool.
explore and whatever. And then probably most of spring, I'd be in Hawaii. And then who knows from there. But for sure, you know, like it also depends on how much Hannah's here too, because she's like, I want to make clothes for Gio. I know we talked about this stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. So she's like, I'm itching to work on stuff. 'cause
Yeah.
when she's out here, she's not working because her style is like, I'm gonna be on productions working, and then like now I'm gonna fuck off for a month and do whatever I want.
That's tight.
And I always envied that. Like I looked up to her like, dang, like, so you work for a week and then like
You're so cute. What the fuck? You could do the same shit.
it's just recently that I did
Oh.
this. She's been living like this for so long, right? And then she says that the give and take is that she's always at the will of a production company and their
So it's
schedule.
unstable.
For us, like, we can build a foundation, roots, and wealth. Where like, because we don't take time off, it's like we built this legacy. Whereas for her, she's free. She could do whatever she wants, but she still needs to go back to work and make more. And then she runs out of money.
Yeah.
it's
There's no
more-
momentum that
Yeah.
she gets to build.
So it's like she's like a carny. She's like working for the circus. And then for us, we are the circus.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude, that's how it works. That's how
Yeah.
you guys are just gel so well.
Yeah. So it's like, it's kind of cool because now I'm learning to be even more free and like, what do you call it? Like mobile, which I always wanted to do. And so since she's used to that, her standards are actually lower than mine.
Amazing.
So I'm like,
Amazing.
this is awesome. Like, I'm the one that's like, we should have a better hotel. She goes, why? And then I'm like, oh my God, these loud ass neighbors, I can't sleep. And she goes, but it makes it feel like there's life around us.
How cute.
Oh, that's awesome.
now
I
yeah.
love her.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What a positive person,
Right?
man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's
And then-
fucking tight.
So it just feels like, oh yeah, now I have an adventure buddy. And then it's kind of cool sharing that, you know, like
Yeah.
being on the go. And then it's like, I realized we're both similar in a way where we moved around a lot. So it's not the place that makes us feel at home. It's the people. And it's like, if you ground yourself with the people that you're around. So like if you go out of like let's say, you know, we moved to Vegas, but then it's like you guys are the unit. That's what makes the house, not the house.
No,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, like having you here now. Like you don't live here. Like we're barely. I'm barely getting used to getting. Like I love Vegas, but I'm still getting used to this whole lifestyle change. But having you here now, it feels like homier again.
Yeah, I was just telling
feels
her
cute.
that
Yeah.
too. Like when we did the whole NorCal trip, we did a whole road trip, and then like by the time I got to your guys' house, I was able to sleep. Because like we're always on the go. It's like high anxious, whatever. Like we're sleeping, but then like I think new environments, new things. We're all
A lot of
stimulated.
stimulus. Yeah.
We're excited. It's not like a negative thing, but it's like even excitement in a positive way can be stressful because it's a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
And then by the time we got here, like I crashed so good, and I was like, I felt like cozy, you know?
Yay.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's fucking tight. Dude, I'm so fucking happy for you. Again, I hate the compliments. I hate it. I don't mean to shower you with this shit, but I'm just really excited for you. You're in such a good place. You're so happy. You're freer than you've ever been. Like it just feels like this really dope connection. Like there's this cool Joe vibe here. I fucking love it. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Hannah's fucking rad as shit. I'm just happy you're here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being on this podcast. I mean, not that you had a fucking choice.
I know,
but
right?
thank you.
We wanted you to be here. I'm like, I know you guys are coming. So which day you're gonna be on
Yep,
my podcast?
I didn't even ask him. I was like,
Yeah.
what day? Like, you're not going to say no, but like, what day can you do it? He was like, okay. That's just what we do.
And it was funny. You texted me yesterday because you're like, "Oh shit, did I not?"
Yeah.
Because were you waiting for me? And you're like, "Where the fuck is
No,
Joe?"
no. Because I was gonna reconfirm with you yesterday, but I was gonna do it via text.
Yeah.
But our conversations kept going from like text to
Yeah.
Instagram, and then when I went on the text, because I'm used to talking text, I'm like, did I never send this? And I doubted myself, and he was like, no, it was on Instagram, and I'm like, oh my god, thank God, what the fuck is happening? But no, thank you for being here.
Yeah,
This is
for sure.
fucking dope. And thank you so much. We'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
Peace.